Yo, welcome back to another episode of The Sauce, and what an NFL Sunday we just had. Top bets go 6-1, bets 1 through 6, all cash. YouTube videos, I uploaded 8 NFL pick videos. They went 7-1. What a weekend. Well, actually, college football was a pretty mediocre day. What an NFL Sunday. But as always, we got to put the past in the past because we're into week 4 already. We're talking Thursday night football. Good one, too. Cincinnati versus Miami. Let's go.
Welcome to The Sauce. The Sauce. Sauce. Hey, get the sauce.
All right, Miami on the road at Cincinnati here. The line opened up Bengals -3.5. Early public's even, but look at all that sharp money on the Bengals. I think we're looking at like 85, 86% of the money on Cincinnati as of Tuesday morning. Books react to that Bengals money. The line moves from 3.5 up to 4, and then really nothing has changed since. The action, sharp money definitely still leaning towards Cincinnati, and we're still looking at Cincinnati -4. So let's cap this game. If you subscribe to this channel, you already know the first step. We're running the numbers through the spreadsheet. According to the model, the line for this game should be Cincinnati plus 9.04. So that's a 13-point lean on Miami here. Huge lean on the Dolphins. All right, let's break it down real quick. And we got to start with the Dolphins last week against Buffalo. This defense was on the field for 89 snaps against the Bills offense. Against Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, one of the most explosive offenses in the NFL. The Dolphins defense was on the field for 89 snaps against this offense. They held the Bills to just 19 points. So definitely let's give some props to the Dolphins defense, but can we take a little bit of a deeper look here because the numbers for that game are just weird as hell. The Bills outgained the Dolphins 497 total yards to just 212. So they doubled the Dolphins' offensive output, significantly more than doubled, and still lost the game. So yes, this Miami defense definitely deserves some credit, but let's be real here. Buffalo had 500 yards of total offense. Josh Allen completed 42 passes, and they averaged over 5 yards a carry as a team. This Buffalo offense was not shut down in any sense of the word. The reason I bring that up is I personally think the Dolphins defense is way overvalued right now. And the analytics back it up. They're all the way back at 24th in the NFL in defensive DVOA. Now, the Cincinnati Bengals defense, though, they're chilling at 7th in defensive DVOA. They've been good as hell. The Bengals defense has not allowed a touchdown in 20 consecutive opponent drives. That's the good news. The Bengals defense has been good as hell. That's the good news for Cincinnati. Now for the bad news, DJ Reader is out. He's a D tackle for Cincinnati, and if you don't know who this dude is, you should learn because right now he's ranked number 1 this season so far in interior defensive linemen in the entire NFL. It goes number 3, Aaron Donald, number 2, Chris Jones, and number 1 is DJ Reader for the Cincinnati Bengals. Rated the best interior defensive lineman in the league through 3 weeks. He is out. He's going to miss at least a month for Cincinnati. That's an absolute gut shot to this Bengals defense. Now, they still do have Trey Hendrickson, who's playing his ass off as well. So it's not like the defensive line is just completely gutted. They still have a star. But without DJ Reader, that is a serious loss. So how is that going to affect them against this Dolphins offense? Because, yo, on paper, this Dolphins offense is as good as it gets. I mean, they're 2nd in DVOA. They lead the NFL in points per drive and touchdowns per drive. They're 3rd in yards per play. And also, they lead the NFL, of course they would lead in this stat, they lead the NFL in receptions of 30-plus yards. This new Miami Dolphins offense with Tyreek Hill added has pretty much lived up to every bit of the hype. One thing that needs to be mentioned, this team can't run the football at all. The Miami Dolphins offensive line is not good, especially when it comes to trying to gain space for a ball carrier. Dolphins offensive line ranks just 29th in the NFL in adjusted line yards. So they are not getting push with this offensive line at all. So that does concern me because you only can go so far with a one-dimensional offense. Also, since we're on the topic of the Dolphins offense, what's going on at quarterback? I mean, I'm reading that Tua is probably going to play. But yo, that play last week, that was crazy looking. Let's say we believe Tua in the Miami Dolphins camp, right? We believe what they're saying. It wasn't a concussion. It's a nerve injury that he's been dealing with. Fine, let's just, for this video's sake, say we believe that. Yo, why are we acting like that's good news? The dude was out on his feet. So that's a nerve injury. It's looking serious as shit. I don't know if I'm ready to just throw a bunch of money down on Tua like, he's gonna be fine. Because I don't know, I'm not a doctor or anything. It just looked pretty serious on the field last week. Now, the Cincinnati Bengals offense, I feel this is the X factor for me. So obviously they started 0-2, right? Offensive line was struggling. They were having turnover problems. We all know what was going on with the Bengals. So last week, Cincinnati wins the toss. Head coach Zach Taylor chooses to receive. And he said in a quote or something before the game, we're going to take the ball, we're going to march right down the field and score. And that's exactly what happened. And ever since the ball was kicked in that game, it's almost like there was a whole new energy with this offense. The offensive line was stepping up. Burrow was only sacked twice compared to 13 times in weeks 1 and 2 combined. Also, Joe Burrow was throwing the ball downfield. He averaged 7.6 yards per attempt, which is way closer to what we saw from Joe Burrow last season. I mean, in week 2 against the Cowboys, Burrow averaged just 5.5 yards per attempt. So if you're a Bengals fan, you got to love those numbers getting up to 7.6. I think Joe Burrow in this Bengals offense is back. Look, do I think the Bengals are straight up 4 points better than the Dolphins? Probably not, but I absolutely hate this spot for Miami. Last week was like the Dolphins Super Bowl. That was like they made all these moves and like the whole question in the Miami organization and the Miami fan base was like, are we good enough to play with Buffalo now? Can we beat the Bills? Well, that was week 3. It happened. They beat them. That's awesome. But now on just 3 days rest, they travel up to Cincinnati to beat a play a Bengals team that I think is trending seriously upwards. Which is why I'm riding with Joe Burrow here. I'm trusting Joe Burrow in the Cincinnati offense. Give me the Bengals -4. You can lock that in. If anything changes with this bet, I will let you know on Twitter. So give me a follow there if you're interested. Also, if you want the final tickets that I do, which is bet of the day, underdog of the day, parlays of the day, top 7 bets, all that. If you're interested in that stuff, head over to KyleKirms.com or download the Sauce Network app. NFL Week 4 is upon us. Thursday Night Football. We got a good one. Let's enjoy it. Let's make some bets, reel in some units. I'll talk to you on Twitter.